All right. Now we're doing freeCodeCamp, JavaScript algorithms and data structures, functional programming, understand functional programming terminology. All right. So the FCC team had a mood swing, now wants two types of tea, green tea and black tea. So here's a general fact. Client mood swings are pretty common. All right. So with that information, we'll need to revisit the getTea function from the last challenge to handle various tea requests. We can modify getTea to accept a function as a parameter to be able to change the type of tea it prepares. This makes getTea more flexible and gives the programmer more control when the client requests change. All right. But first, let's cover some functional terminology. So callbacks are the functions that are slipped or passed into another function that decide the invocation of that function. We may have seen them passed into other methods. For example, in filter, the callback function tells JavaScript the criteria for how to filter an array. All right, so let's go look at the filter method real quick. So filter method JavaScript, boom. We'll go to the, what is this? The MDM page. Let me get that white off the screen. Boom. All right. So the filter method of array instances creates a shallow copy of a portion of a given array filtered down to just the elements from the given array that passed the test implemented by the provided function. So according to this, the callback would be this part right here, the callback function. So in this one, it would be this part right here. All right. Or this whole thing, I should say. So let's come back over here. Functions that can be assigned to a variable passed into another function or returned from another function, just like any other normal value, are called first-class functions. In JavaScript, all functions are first-class functions. All right. So the functions that take a function as an argument or return a function as a return value are called higher order functions. All right. When functions are passed into or returned from another function, then those functions which were passed in or returned can be called lambda. All right, that's a lot of stuff. So callbacks, first class functions, higher order functions, and lambda. All right. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to prepare 27 cups of green tea and 13 cups of black tea and store them in T for green team FCC and T for black team FCC variables. T for green team FCC. Anyway, whatever, respectively. So note that the getTea function has been modified, so it now takes a function as the first argument. And we're going to note that the data, the number of cups of tea, is supplied as the last argument. We'll discuss this more in later lessons. Let's hope. All right, so let's come over here and look at these comments, all right? So the function that returns a string representing a cup of green tea is this one right here. So it's just that function green tea, just like we had on that last one, this one here. Anyway, the function that returns a string representing a cup of black tea is this one right here, right? So given a function representing the tea type and number of cups needed, the following function returns an array of strings, each representing a cup of a specific type of tea. All right. So we've got const getTea equals prepare tea, num of cups as the arguments, right? So we've got the same thing right here. We've got the tea cups is the empty array. And then we're going to say for let cups equal 1. While cups is less than or equal to number of cups, we're going to say cups plus equals 1. We do this because we don't know who's going to be looking at this later. So we do it this style instead of the style we've been doing it, right? So now const tea cup equals prepare tea. And like we said on the last one, tea cup and prepare tea, the only reason we do this is just so we know for sure that this, that the argument is a cup of tea, right? Is equals 1 cup of tea, right? So then we're going to say teacups.push tea cup, all right? and then we'll return the teacups. So the two arrays, or the one array with the certain teacups in there. So what we're going to do here is say const t for green team FCC equals this function call, the getTea function call. So we'll say getTea. And for the arguments, we're going to put in there for the prepare tea, we're going to put this prepare green tea like this. So we'll say prepare green tea like that. And then we'll also have the comma, and how many we're going to do is going to be 27 for that first one, right? So now we've got 27 green teas in this one. And now we're going to do the same function call. So let's just take this whole thing. We'll copy that, drop it off here, prepare black tea, turn this into black, turn this into 13. 27 plus 13 is 40, and we've got 40 cups of tea. So we've got this one that ends here, and then this one that ends here, all right? So they're pretty easy to complete. But the thing about it, for me at least, is trying to wrap my head around what all this stuff is, especially like first class functions. I mean, I don't know if we want to look that up on like W3 schools or Lambda or higher order, but you know, just the vocabulary and the concepts are what's getting me. Yeah, I don't know what's getting you, but whatever. Anyway, so let's come over here and run the test. Looks good, and submit it. All right. Now we're on to understand the hazards of using imperative code, and we'll see you next time.